right, greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And Jacob Wild, too.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we venture into the... I'm sorry, let me do that over. Ladies and gentlemen, as we find ourselves on the cusp of Disney's big venture into the world of streaming, even courting a war in the process, we thought it'd be nice to stay up to date on the ever-growing catalog and rule on what's a must or a bust on Disney Plus. And tonight we are talking Agatha all along. I mean, they might as well just change the show to that at that point, right? Like, I feel like that theme song just caught on so much.
And technically, people pointed out, she's the first Marvel villain to have her own villain song.
I know, right?
That is true.
That's great.
Technically, Captain America's had his own hero song, but...
And I killed Sparky, too.
Oh, boy.
All right, so we got Claude and Honeybee in the comments. Thank you guys so much for your patience. Totally my fault that we're running a little late, as always.
Also, T-Edge1 and Donovan Martin, assuming they are still there. But, yeah, we also had a little drop by Just Giggle It. So, yeah, we'll see if that
we did?
takes. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, so yeah, WandaVision. What do y'all think of this episode?
Answered some questions and brought up a lot more.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this episode definitely seems to be Wanda's coming to terms with the truth. We've been kind of building on this track. Like, she's been nudging closer and closer, and basically she's like, okay, well, she knows that she's in control, but she hasn't known exactly why, and now we've revealed a large portion of the why.
It's been Agatha.
All along.
If I'm being honest with you guys, I thought this episode was okay. I think that as far as the sitcom tropes that we're exploring is concerned, I feel like doing this kind of like Office, kind of Modern Family style is I mean, it's not my type of sitcom. I haven't really fully embraced the style of sitcom yet, as far as I'm concerned. And I don't know. There's something about the A plot that really didn't register with me that much. I did very much enjoy the Vision and Darcy Lewis stuff. Just seeing Vision, just kind of like, almost like like a little kid, just like discovering the world for the first time. That was delightful. But I don't know. I think we all collectively got our hopes up about who was going to be meeting Monica Rambeau. We'll get into that, but that turned out to be a whole hell of a lot of nothing. Nothing against the episode per se, more so kind of a fault of the way that these episodes are being distributed, where we all have so much time to speculate between the episodes. Overall, I'd say this one's fine. I don't really think it's like in the upper echelon of episodes we've had so far, but it got the job done, and of course, it certainly had a memorable ending.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I really liked how this one the whole show's been about the evolution of TV, and I love how we use that to, kind of mirror the story's evolving narrative, where, the fourth wall, kind of the episode namesake, we're breaking the fourth wall, and very much as we're entering into the kind of the fourth wall-y kind of docu show style of sitcom. It's all about blending realities. It's about, the accepting realities in the story's case. I think they really played hand in hand together. And again, I really love how all the shows have thematically, definitely, like all the eras in television have thematically, tied into the story and kind of build to a point like this. So that's the main thing I really got out of the episode, how it's like it really utilized this whole breaking the fourth wall concept. It's really neat.
Uh-huh. All right, we got Orange Crush in the comments. Hey, Orange Crush, nice to have you. All right, Jacob, what was your thoughts?
I mean, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I probably not like as good as especially like the Halloween episode. I think so far the Halloween episode is probably the zenith so far of this particular show. But I mean, that's just my personal opinion. But I really like some of the revelations here, and as you said that Darcy and Vision just trek home in the funnel cake truck was just
Not just the funnel cake truck, the funnel of love.
Oh God.
yes.
God, I love the funnel of love idea. It's so funny.
All right, so the comments are
There's a-
pointing out that apparently the engineer has not been revealed yet. That's good because I thought the engineer was going to be just the random person who gave Monica that vehicle to go into the
hex.
the hex. And I was like, wait, is she from Captain Marvel? Why do I not remember her? God damn it!
And
Well, I mean, obviously the fantastic theory is that it's going to be Reed Richards, which I think we all want. But
fantastic pun probably intended.
yes, the I think the safe bet that it could be, but like I think the least impressive version of who it could be would be like the little scroll girl from Captain Marvel grown up. It's like, hey, her little scroll friend grown up.
I've heard, I heard a theory with, I don't think this is going to happen now because we're past the time period in the sitcoms, but I heard a theory that essentially we are going to see, Krasinski, right? That's his name?
Yes, John Krasinski.
Yeah, John Krasinski. We were going to see him, essentially like in office mode, like, kind of like almost playing up the like, oh, look, I'm Jim, but then he turns out to be Reed Richards.
Right, doing the Jim look to camera and everything.
Right, yeah.
As Reed Richards. That does sound hilarious, though. But yeah, that's speaking of which, just with the framing device, according to this episode, now again, we don't know what the next two episodes hold necessarily. Plus, a lot of people thought these last three were supposed to be hour-longs, which I'm not buying into anything at this point.
Oh, I'm not either, guys.
Yeah, I'd like to think it's going to be like a 2-hour finale, but I'm not going to bet on that. So, however, what I'm getting at is, just based on this episode, like we lost the signal feed. So after this one, I think is based on like I think we're in an MCU movie, especially if the next two are hour long. I think we're absolutely we've ended the sitcoms. We're into the movie now.
Yeah.
What if they're like TV movies?
Well, yeah, sure, TV movie being the apt term. Yes.
Oh, that'd be a really fucking do a Sharknado episode or some shit like that.
Not all TV movies are Sharknado, but sure.
Yeah, I know not all.
What if they do? What if they do like streaming like streaming era TV series?
Just to clarify, Sharknado came like in the early 2010s, roughly a little bit after the Modern Family boom. Okay, so chronologically it fits.
And I'm saying, like, what if they like do like streaming, like they jump to like streaming series, like go even more meta.
Well, maybe, but it's gonna be a little hard to. How meta can you go with streaming because they are streaming? I mean, I don't really.
I know, but I mean that's kind of the whole point of that's kind of the whole meta point.
Gotcha.
We're gonna see a Muppets Now version of WandaVision.
Well, we already got the quarantine episode. We can't do that again.
And Vision is just going to be doing the okie dokie cooking bits, and it's going to be way better because of it.
Anyway.
I would actually love to see Cooking with Vision.
Oh, I would too.
You know who's going to be on that show. It's okay. Here's who you're going to have on the show. Okay, one, you're going to have Happy Hogan. Then you're going to have Luis.
Could you imagine just Vision with his little Mr. Mom apron?
Yep.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so speaking of the kind of the meta thing, so again, we're in the kind of 2000s to late 2000s, I guess, with the Modern Family of it all. Kind of a little bit of we had an Office opening with the all focused on Wanda version.
Like even one that said, "I know what you are doing, Wanda."
Mm-hmm.
Just to Claude throughout, if we kind of knew about the Agnes thing going in, Dragon, you had definitely thrown out the Agatha theory, like pretty much every episode, and I gotta tell you,
I think pretty much everybody did.
Yeah,
but I gotta tell you, for what it's worth, I think they did a fantastic job with that red herring last week.
That they did, or with kind of like the silver herring, but yes,
whatever you want to call it, it was a great misdirect.
Yeah,
that leading us to believe that the whole dressing as a witch thing was just like more like a reference to the character, like maybe
right.
Because like that's this point, Marvel like knows that fans speculate, so they probably threw that in there on purpose at this point.
Oh yeah.
Editing Reith literally just messaged me on Facebook just to say I've had that freaking Agatha all along theme song stuck in my head all day.
It's the spell that's sweeping the nation right now. We're all under the spell.
I've been pretty much
Agatha all along.
I pretty much been listening it on YouTube a lot recently.
Who's been messing up everything?
I mean,
It's been Agatha all along.
it's like the perfect '50s villain sitcom theme.
Very
Oh yeah,
Monsters-esque.
it very very much emulates Monsters, which I was happy with.
Like the Munsters, the Addams Family.
A
Sure.
little bit of Adam Sandler, yeah.
Sure. Anyway,
Like-
but yeah,
The Lopez's deliver again.
that they do. So, again, with the Modern Family of it all, I love how I got to tell you, Elizabeth Olsen. We've been praising her as all get out because she's been doing it. She and Paul Bettany, of course, been doing gangbusters on. Everyone's been doing a good job, but those two especially. So Elizabeth Olsen, I want to give her major points because I keep wanting to get in the Modern Family. Unfortunately, they don't let you stream it all in one place, which is why I have not been able to do that. But what I have seen, she's utterly channeling Julie Bowen, like the Claire mother character from Modern Family, and Paul Bettany's doing a little bit of Ty Burrell, the Phil character, very much like when he's in that funnel of love truck. That's utterly Phil from Modern Family. That's
he's like, why am I talking to you? I should be.
Yeah, that's Phil, and that's the whole like, I'm sorry, we need to get to a gig. That's Ty Burrell down pat, man. That's hilarious.
Speaking of which, when he was driving with Darcy, I was pretty much saying with my family the entire time, like, wait, can't Vision fly? And then it turns out,
Darcy Lewis, I feel like, has been a great kind of key ingredient in the comic relief, which, back in the days of Thor: The Dark World, the Darcy Lewis and key ingredient to comedy relief would not be something I thought I would say.
According to Donovan, it sounds like Julie Bowen saw the episode and she approved of it. Like, yeah, that's something I do, yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, go on.
I was thinking if they I know they consulted Dick Van Dyke for the first episode. I wonder if they did other consultations for the other episodes.
That's a good point. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure they had Norman Lear on speed dial or something. No, I'm kidding. But let me see. So anyway, so speaking of just kind of I love how we're not just fully doing Modern Family. We're doing it with kind of that WandaVision twist of there's something a little off going on here, which is really scary.
I love the acknowledgement of when the director or the person filming talked to her. And she's like, wait, you're not supposed to talk.
It's like the bylaws of the office. You never violate that. You never. They are not supposed to. They're not supposed to talk. Occasionally, very occasionally, it'll be a wink to there are people that have to follow these crazy guys at the workplace. But so rarely is it ever done. And to have this really creepy line too. Well, maybe this is what you deserve, and you're not supposed to talk. That's so scary. You never see that. It's so disquieting. And speaking of disquieting, there's a lot of scary House of M implications in this episode. Where
and before you go into that, it was just weird. Just weird when Agnes just randomly said, I actually bit a kid once.
I feel like that just that kind of fits in with her kind of quirky neighbor aesthetic that she kind of put up as a defense mechanism, oh, I won't bite. Well, I actually did bite a kid once, but ha 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 ha, my husband Ralph.
So I'm convinced Ralph is Mephisto at this point.
At this point, yeah, I think that's a good bet.
Witches do have connection with the devil.
Yep. I mean, that, and of course, just the whole, it sounds like she's deferring to someone, Ralph is telling her how she is with people. It sounds like Mephisto would give her, kind of feedback on how she's doing. It sounds very Mephisto-like. And we haven't seen him. I mean, I know some people are saying Grim Reaper or Simon Williams, but I gotta tell you, I was there too. At this point, I'm thinking Mephisto.
Can we have Ed Asner as Mephisto / Ralph?
I don't think we can afford him.
Well, I'm sure they could, but
I would just love to see Ed Asner play the devil.
Right. Anyway.
Well, let's face it. I'm sure they probably could afford it.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, it's Disney money. Yeah, sure. Anyway, so back to the House of M. The implications are definitely kind of flowing in this episode where, the thing that kind of really got me is that she's starting to shut the kids out in kind of her whole quarantine staycation day where the kids are trying to, kind of see what's happening with mom. And I think she's slowly but surely having the kind of the House of M realization or so that they aren't real. Therefore, she's really having these the big whole everything is meaningless moment. I love the cutaway sort of like interview, like the talking head of like, I mean, their father's made of vibranium. They literally inherited tough skin. Maybe it was a little dark.
It's like yeah, Wanda. I don't think that's how it works.
It's The Office meets. It's like the off. Take the cringe factor of The Office, but add like a drama meat to it. Just add a lot of drama, like a kind of a seasoning of drama.
And even Agnes at that point was like, it's like, what am I supposed to do? Tell a 10-year-old their mother is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs?
Yep. Also, about the other subtle documentary touches, I love like the whole comedic recap of the last episode where she's like, "Yeah, I went a little off the rails," and we see everyone being turned to clowns horrifically and everything with like Modern Family music or something playing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you guys think we've seen the last of the kids? Do you think they went down to the basement and now they're never going to come back out? That's my theory.
That's a good, terrifying question. I think we're going to see them one more time.
One more time?
One more time.
Okay.
Oh boy.
We got to traumatize her somehow. We got to give her one more.
Yeah, because of course that's the big thing that we've all been speculating. Like that's when she's going to break.
I heard a crazy theory that just kind of gobsmacked me that might be true. So when the kids disappear, I remember the kids are hanging out with the bunny, with the rabbit.
The bunny's in the cage.
Yes, true. Now remember, so the rabbit was the rabbit from the Magic Act. That's Senor Scratchy. Now, Senor Scratchy, people have drawn the connection. The deep cutters, they've drawn the connection to Nicholas Scratch, who is another magic themed bad guy, who is actually
Agatha Harkness's son in the comics.
Yes. So there's a chance that he also might be Pietro. He might also be Peter. Because think about it, you never. Now, to be fair, the only thing kind of pokes a hole in this is that she's holding the rabbit when she's talking to Wanda. But time might have passed between that scene and when Pietro pops up during the post-credit scene. Which, by the way, we have post-credit scenes now.
And there was an odd focus on that one fly too.
True. Yeah, you're right. The fly. And again, flies, historically, well, I don't know if historically is the right word, but, as far as the Bible goes, there's like the whole Beelzebub and the flies and all that creepy, icky, satanic stuff.
Beelzebub's connected to the devil.
True.
And then again, it might have just been like there to like be unsettling, which it was.
That it was very Lynchian. Yeah.
Do you know what's also very unsettling in this?
What?
The aspect ratio change.
I know, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like the fact that we get a post-credit scene to me signifies, okay, we're going into the movie. We're now in the movie zone going forward.
It's like all the full screen, but as she was walking to the basement, and it suddenly shrank to the aspect ratio suddenly changed. It's like I was like, what the? Like it's usually like it's kind of funny like how Mando did the same thing in reverse, but it was like more like to highlight how epic this is.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But in this case, it's more like kind of like okay, things are going very wrong here.
A few comments here. Donovan Martin suggests Mephisto first appeared as a fly. Now I wonder if that's an actual pull or if he's joking about that. It sounds like it might be real.
Jeff Goldblum is Mephisto.
Donovan, tell us if you're joking, because that sounds fascinating if that's the case.
I do legitimately like Claude Karinga's suggestion of Michael C. Hall as Mephisto.
Well, of course, that'd be perfect. My God.
I could see that. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think they'd be able to use Jeff since he was already in Ragnarok.
Yeah, we can't double down on Goldblum.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, so Donovan says it was in the comics. Oh my God, he might be in that scene. Oh, thank you, Donovan. The Fly might be. Oh, that's cool.
Although Michael C. Hall would be pretty damn great as.
Oh, he wouldn't. Remember, he was considered for Daredevil a while back, and that didn't end up happening. So,
Is that the movie or the series?
No, for the series, the Netflix series. He was the main contender, and then it ended up going to Charlie Cox. Well, I'm saying he was always the speculator. I don't know how serious C. Hall was considered, but
well, Charlie Cox was great. So.
Of course, he's perfect. So, I mean, it ended up working great. What I'm saying is we have C. Hall to spare, which means Mephisto. All right, let's see. Some other kind of big stuff. Okay, so Vision. Let's talk a little bit of the Vision stuff that gets to the Darcy stuff. So Vision, he awakens in a circus. He's instantly mistaken for a performer, because he's dressed like one, which makes sense.
At least he wasn't wearing his Halloween costume at that point.
Well, it still would have played. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it would have been even worse.
Of course, Darcy has an escape artist because she was chained when she went into the thing. The Hex has a loving sense of irony.
Yeah, and if you know, it's like people noticed that, like people like to joke that she was that she was censored when she went into the hex, like to say, "Oh fudge."
Oh yeah, I did notice that. Yeah.
Like, people don't. I don't know if it's like the hex was actually censoring her as she was going in.
You know, it'd be funny. Well, you know, it's kind of funny. I mean, so Darcy. There's a little bit of an allusion to Kat Dennings' time on Two Broke Girls, in my opinion, where there's a
Yeah, I've heard
when
the theory that she was gonna come out of the hex and then be, essentially like the red and yellow apron that she wears on that show on Two Broke Girls.
Yeah, well, what I mean is like when she's the escape artist, her humor sounds like the character from Two Broke Girls. Until she gets snapped out back to being Darcy Lewis. And again, I think her best stuff is in this episode. I mean, I've loved her so much in the WandaVision role, but I got to tell you that scene that she had with Vision about I've been watching WandaVision for like a week or so here, and the love between you two guys is real. That's so sweet, man. It was a really
It also
beautiful
kind of
scene she
like
shared.
speaks to it's another kind of like breaking the fourth wall of, yeah, we've been watching these two crazy kids for more than a week.
Yeah. Of course, we were mentioned, I love just seeing Vision. When I saw Vision in the interview chair, I just laughed so hard. Like, oh my
God. You just kind of, at that point, you just kind of have to think like what the logistics of that are. Like, when did they actually get him to sit down for the interview?
Because I mean, I think the idea is, assuming it's all happening, is like, okay, well, then we're just gonna, they're stuck in traffic. As they pulled, okay, well, let's just pull up to the side. They're knocking on the windows and wondering,
right, yeah.
Pull up to the side. Okay, set up the chair.
But it's also like happening at the same time too.
I know, which is weird because he just gets the idea when he's in the car. But is the implication that Vision stormed off and then he got back in the car and then he realized, oh wait, I can fly?
Pretty much, yeah.
He's like, why am I sitting in this chair? Like, what's with this microphone? I have to go.
I love him pulling off the microphone. That cracked me up.
It's almost reminiscent of like The Incredibles in a way.
Right. God.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. So let's see. It's a big thing to hit with the Vision. So Vision is Darcy caught Vision up essentially on the MCU. So he's for the most part he's caught up. It seems, at least on the parts that pertain to him, as far as we can tell. So the Ultron of it all. Yeah.
So it's like she killed you, yeah, and then the bad guy rewound time and killed you again.
Yep. Oh, we saw Thanos' favorite cereal in this episode, by the way. Sugar Snaps.
Ah.
Oh my God! Do you think that was intentional?
No, it is intentional, Tiki. I'm just saying. Like, imagine, yeah,
that's
it is.
great.
I mean, now there's a clown on the box.
I did notice the sugar snaps, but I did not put the pieces together of like, oh yeah, the snap. That is clever.
So
yeah, go on.
Speaking of which, like, what about the commercial?
Okay, yeah, we should talk.
Yeah,
so the commercial is big. Tiki, do you know about the commercial?
I don't know what it's supposed to symbolize, but
it's really big.
I definitely think it's like probably the biggest one yet. So yeah, what do you got, Dragon?
Okay, Jacob, do you know and you want to tell him, or should I?
You can tell him.
Okay, so the antidepressant that's being advertised by yet again presumably the same model and actors that probably wanted his mother and father yet again. It's Nexus. So Nexus is essentially what Scarlet Witch is called in the comics. She's a Nexus being, as in like kind of a head honcho, really powerful being. It's kind of like how you have like an Omega, like basically have like a level 5 mutant, so to speak. So Nexus is essentially one of Scarlet Witch's powers. I haven't seen this done since, again, like on the X-Men cartoons, when they address her actual God-given mutant power is probability, as well as the magic that then kind of developed through the whole Agatha Harkness of it all. But she can influence probability, which makes her a Nexus being. Again, basically she can manipulate probabilities and things that eventually will happen. So she can essentially manipulate the future to an extent, which kind of leads into how she can alter reality and stuff. So this puts her on this makes her a big deal in any universe that the Scarlet Witch is in. So Nexus being is like a Nexus of the universe type deal. So they're calling that out. And this is kind of this lends huge credibility to a theory we were all kind of looking at, but this the Nexus of it all puts her under the purview of the TVA, which we know for a fact is going to be Loki's new job in that Loki show. So we're definitely sewing her into these other MCU shows. I'd be shocked. I mean, I already thought she was gonna like have crossover Loki and Doctor Strange, and probably tail end of like the Loki thing.
My theory remains that she is definitely going to be the big bad of the entirety of Phase 4, and this show.
I got a theory of how they're going to do that. By the way, with your theory, little Mister. So let me rock you with it. So let me hit you with the Wanda theory. So assuming Wanda is the big bad, as it seems that we're going that way. We go full House of M, and House of M, essentially, we killed off 3 characters. She killed all 3 characters. She killed Hawkeye, she killed Ant-Man, and she killed Vision.
Okay.
So, here's what I'm suggesting. I'm suggesting in possibly adapting this to an extent. At the end of the Hawkeye show, what if she came in and just killed Clint Barton?
I mean, that'd be kind of dramatic. Like, you know, at the end of his show, like, he's like, oh, no, you're dead now.
Okay, well, I'm saying at some point in the show, I'm saying after he served his purpose in training the new girl, the minute he outlives his usefulness, Wanda comes in and kills him. She has a huge tie to him in the past, very clearly. So
that's true. She does have a big tie to him, yeah.
So that would lead to that, and I'm saying I'm pretty sure it's going to be after Doctor Strange 2. Let's say the aftermath of whatever happens in the Multiverse of Madness leads to the Ant-Man 3 Quantumania thing. So it's basically she causes, as soon as she's basically at the end of her being the looping big bad of the MCU, her actions create the next guy, which are going to be Kang the Conqueror in the Ant-Man movie. Which would tie name. I don't want to kill Scott Lang. It's the last thing I want on this earth. It could happen, I guess, if you want to really follow the whole, like, she killed these 3 people, but I don't want her to kill them. But the point is, I think she.
What if she killed Hank Pym instead?
Well, that's the thing. She killed Hank Pym in the comics, technically. So yeah.
Yeah, and Hank Pym would definitely be more of like the mentor figure who, we'd all be really bummed out if he went. But I think the Ant-Man movies could also go on. So
there you go. Well, there you go. So a lot of tragedy befalling these. That's how you make that happen, Tiki. Well, there's other stuff I'll get into. We'll build. Let's see if we can cover some of the other stuff. Should we talk about Sword?
Yeah, sure.
Like the vehicle that would like sail right on through.
Yeah, it did not.
Just love the mangled mess, just like kind of like the half and half vehicle that comes out.
Basically the Hex was turning it into like an ordinary pickup truck.
Yep. So by the way, we confirmed the whole Operation Cataract thing. Cataract Vision. So Operation Cataract is bringing Vision back as a weapon under Hayward's control. So again, lends a little bit of credence to my AIM theory, but again, nothing's said yet.
Sneaky Hayward.
Yep. So boys, Hayward's absolutely a bad guy. We've established he's Nick Fury would never approve of this shady guy.
Yeah, at the very least, he's shady as hell.
Yes, I mean he's technically. I mean, I think the idea is he's going to use Vision to defend the place, but still, I don't trust this guy as far as I can throw him. Let's see. So anyway, the aerospace engineer again seemingly might be a bust, but again, there is some hope that maybe that lady presented the transpo was
okay.
Not...
Was I the only one who was just like trying to think like, oh God, was that lady in Captain Marvel? Like, was she Carol Danvers' recruitment officer or some shit like that? I don't know.
Well, no, my thought was if she was anyone from Captain Marvel, she would have been the Skrull girl grown up just in disguise, which I mean technically isn't ruled out yet, but I don't know.
Oh God, can you imagine if that really was the case?
I mean, God. I'm just saying that's the easiest thing they could do, then still have it be someone would be the little Skrull girl, which is cute, but it's nothing. Let's be honest. It's like, okay, it's a little Skrull girl. Okay, but so this is a big Monica episode. The Monica has her big hero origin moment.
Yeah.
She becomes either Photon or Spectrum. We set up the Photon name, so she had many names in the comics being the idea. I think Photon's the one that they're going with. So, the big eyes glow. She has a really awesome, heroic moment. I love Jimmy Woo on the side going, no, don't. I see that look in your eye. Don't do that. Don't, no. She just runs through the barrier heroically. We do like the old, the Contact, the Robert Zemeckis homage, where like, you're going through the thing, hearing all the voices, everyone in your head's a beaueful little moment.
I was thinking more 2001, but yeah, Contact's also on the.
Well, I'm saying we already did 2001 in Endgame. But and I just love her still trying to reach
Dragon.
Wanda.
Dragon, we need to listen to Claude here. All right, he's very insistent that that the aerospace engineer wasn't revealed yet, and the actress said it's no on the fans guest. So,
Okay.
yeah, we got a Claude or Donovan. I got you, buddy. I got you.
Right. Well, it's good
Right.
to hear. It's good to hear. Again, fingers crossed for Reed Richards.
Yeah, that is definitely my my bet.
I want
Or
Reed Richards, darn it.
You know what would be mind blowing?
Ben Grimm.
No, just someone on a motorcycle comes up, takes off his helmet. It's goddamn Nicolas Cage, Johnny Blaze,
Oh God, what sense would that make?
because he's fighting the devil.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant. As the aerospace engineer.
No, I'm just saying, like the mind blowing like Luke Skywalker cameo.
Right. Yeah. Paul Bettany. Here's the thing. Paul Bettany said something in regards to who it could be. He gave a hint that it's someone he's never shared a scene with, which technically, I mean, the easiest answer would be, and again, still would be cool, Doctor Strange, which I think we're all expecting. But if it is not Doctor Strange, I think your theory is a genius, Tiki. Again, Johnny Blaze, who does have history with Mephisto, does hate the guy. If we tackle Mephisto, Johnny Blaze would make the most sense.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, Nicolas Cage in the MCU would break the internet.
Yeah.
He was Spider-Man and Superman in 1 year. Who says he can't be can't be Johnny Blaze in the MCU?
Right. All right, let's see.
I still want that Sam Elliott, like, Wild West, era Ghost Rider movie. I think that'd be badass.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. Okay. But yeah. So again, love Monica. Like again, she did the thing I called like her trying to reach Wanda and doing the whole like I've lost someone too, and I love that her just like still like not giving up on Wanda, trying to tell her Hayward's going to do some bad stuff. Of course, now she's in Agatha's clutches somehow. Again, I just to put it out there, I still don't think that's Pietro at the end there. I think it's either her son or. Could be your son. Honestly, like the easiest answer is that he's a contract. We saw the purple energy coming off his back, so he's created, or he's either created, pulled from the universe, or her son, like which is the rabbit, then transformed into a poor person. Possibly. I love it if it were the rabbit, though. It'd be awesome if it was the rabbit turned into.
And we did see her like doing something when he first revealed himself.
Yes, exactly.
So, who knows?
All right, let's see. I think I'm trying to think of what there's one other major thing. I want to see if there's anything else before that. Oh yeah, so Wanda's powers are on the fritz.
The hex is collapsing.
Yes.
Really cool effect there with like the different wallpapers and stuff kind of fading in and out.
And the milk.
Yeah.
Like first it was almond
milk. Oh, the milk with the missing kids on it. Did you guys catch that?
Yeah, I did. So I figure that's one of two things. That's either one, there's going to be a heartbreaking thing. We're going to realize that those kids, that somehow, I'm still of the opinion we're just going to do the comics where like the kids are magical constructs in which they cannot leave the hex. That's where I'm betting on. Hence the tragedy. Still, another thing that would be tragic, but not that would feed into the missing child thing is that she displaced kids at different ages.
Oh,
as in those kids aren't hers, and it would be horrible of her to kind of steal those kids from the parents.
That would be dark, yeah.
I'm hoping it's the former, mind you, but still, it could. I'm hoping it's So anyway,
so you're saying that each time the kids aged up, she had to take a different pair of kids?
Assumedly, yeah. I think that's.
Oh God, that's horrifying.
Either that or horrific. What would be more horrific if she just aged those kids up so they lost all those years.
Oh man!
Imagine if like a missing. Well, no, they were like there was a kid on a milk bottle. It wasn't a baby, so I guess maybe that's not the case. Anyway, but yeah, probably like different sets of twins.
Well, I mean, it could have been Agnes doing all that as well too.
Well, that is also possible, sure. But yeah, so with the Agatha of it all, so we confirm wonderfully in song it was Agatha all along.
That was a rhyme, Dragon.
It was Agatha all along.
Of course, the brooch, all the evidence, it all came true there. And of course, Wiccan can't get a read on her, which for a moment made me think Mephisto for a second. Like, wait a minute, can't get a read on her. I'm thinking Agatha's been my go-to, but I don't know. It seems a little off.
Like, you're quiet on the inside.
Yeah. And she's been taking an interest in the boys, which makes me think in league with Mephisto. Mephisto's whole thing is he wants to get those kids, which we've lost the boys at the end of this. We don't know where they are. We don't know if they're coming back. Sounds like they might be in Mephisto's clutches. The Fly's clutches. Yeah. The last thing to speculate on, unless you guys got anything else you really want to talk about.
I'm good.
The book.
I'm wondering, like, you mean like that Necronomicon-like thing?
Yes. So there's this really creepy book with like this yellow energy kind of spilling out from it. That's in Agatha's lair, awesome designed lair in the basement. Whoever did a real estate did an excellent job. But no, it's magic. I know it's magic. Still,
It's like oh yeah, it's like oh yes, there's a.
And here in the basement, you see these beautiful purple vines that absolutely accentuate the atmosphere.
And over here we have this magical dungeon, with room for tomes and all kinds of magical artifacts.
It's great for house parties.
Yeah. Wasn't there a character in like DC or something where like his soul supervillains their lairs?
Oh God!
That's there's a Batman villain called the Broker who that was his whole shtick. Yeah,
I could totally see Marvel doing a character like that for a show, just like in the vein of like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something like that. Just like the Marvel real estate. I don't know.
Well, you're thinking damage control, but yeah.
I'm thinking damage control. You're right. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So also, Jacob, you might have been thinking of the Carpenter. That's one of Mad Hatter's, like the lady who builds the layers and the broker sells the layers. Anyway. But yeah, so it's funny you mentioned Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Tiki. So there's a big theory about what that book is. The most iconic pull that it could be is something called the Darkhold.
Okay.
Jacob Gulliver would be going crazy if I just said those words. Darkhold. Going crazy. See, the Darkhold is like it's like the big dark magic book in the MCU. Huge. Actually appeared on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And the only thing that puts a hole in this theory is that if you look at the book in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and it's in Runaways, this thing pops up a lot in the Marvel shows. Basically, it has like a different design on the cover. That's the thing that's poking a hole in all these theories about what this book could be. But they could always just reimagine it, you know.
Well, it's pretty much been stated that I think the Marvel shows not overseen by Feige are basically not canon to the movies.
Well, I mean, yes, but so far, I mean, the book notwithstanding, it'll be the first thing to actually prove that, Jacob. That's the thing. They can say that all they want until like it's completely proven that it's not, you know, that can't happen. Like until they get someone else to play Daredevil, I mean, it's all happened essentially. You look at stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, I keep hearing so many conflicting things about Daredevil.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Marvel Studios finally got the rights back for like Punisher and Jessica Jones, I think.
Right. Exactly. The rights. Yeah, precisely. So I'm saying nothing's out until they officially say it in the movies that it's out. And I mean, this thing, even if this were the Darkhold, you could always say aesthetically they changed up. It's like how they change up Iron Man's suit every movie. They kind of change up a few things. You know, it's like it's like if it's just like the cover of the book, it's not the biggest deal in the world. But my point is, Darkhold's the easy, really cool answer. Another thing it could be, and again, a little different logo in the book, but it could be one of the books from the Hexagon room in Doctor Strange.
Hex.
In Doctor Strange, you have all these hexagons that hold books in them. Hexagons being the word I'm focusing on here.
For a reason.
Also, speaking of Doctor Strange, I believe it's Donovan that pointed out that with the commercial, it said something to the extent of "Don't take until the doctor arrives."
Ah, nice. Yeah, again, I'm convinced that I wonder if he's going to be the big Luke Skywalker, but I'm sure Doctor Strange's going to show up.
Isn't Wanda's powers referred to as Hex, like the Hex?
Pretty much
in the comics. So
I mean, yeah, like she does hexes all the time. Yeah, it's just I'm still wondering if we're gonna get any AIM, but because based on like how the beekeeper, man, why make it a beekeeper if not AIM?
Advanced idea mechanics. I would honestly be interested in how they pull off MODOK in the MCU.
I know, again, through Vision though. Vision being the MODOK of it all, man. That'd be yes. Tiki, we've a visual.
What?
Visual.
Oh, sorry.
Right, but yes. Right. So anyway, so the point is, I think the safe bets it could be the Darkhold, or it could be like one of the books from the Sanctum Sanctorum, or at least one of the Sanctum Sanctorums. For all we know, and some people speculate the Darkhold, assuming it is such, could tie into Blade and Moon Knight because those again the Darkholds appeared in those stories, and like sometimes it tells the tale of the first vampire, like the first werewolf one of Moon Knight's bad guys is a werewolf. So again, the Darkhold would hold a lot of possibilities.
And Blade's an upcoming movie, and Moon Knight's an upcoming series.
Precisely my point. But let's see. There's a few comments I want to highlight here before we're out here. One of my favorites here. Yes, Donovan, my man. Wanda will get her final suit next episode, the final stage of her evolution. Which, of course, I've been dying to see this new finalized suit of Wanda's, man. Because I really love the throwback we got. If they can actualize that into a tactical thing, I'm gonna be over the moon.
Do you think they'll officially start calling her the Scarlet Witch?
They gotta at the end of this. Don't you think they gotta? All right. Wow. But yeah, I think that's let's see if there's anything else here again. So Dr. Strange sounds like he's either coming one of these 2 episodes, buddy boy. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Was the word "strange" mentioned in the commercial at all?
I'd have to go back and watch, but that's an interesting.
I mean, if they did that, they probably it's probably not, because that probably would be too obvious if he was appearing.
Yeah.
If Strange was in there, it was in the really fast disclaimer, but I don't. If it was, I think it would have popped out.
Some strange side effects may include.
Yeah.
it's like and possibly more depression.
Right. Side effects may include death.
Oh, Donovan points us at Tiki. You're going to want to talk about this. I confirm what happened here. But okay. So Donovan brings up Disney Plus better not crash again. Now, I'm sure that calls something to mind to you, buddy boy.
Oh yeah, Donovan. I was right there with you, buddy. I had to cobble together Monkey, and so basically Monkey, Jokers, and myself. We're all trying to watch at the same time. And out of the 3 of us...
Wait, are we doing a watch party?
Yes, we ended up having to do a watch party. Because out of the 3 of us, none of us were getting on until Monkey just by random chance happened to get on about 20 minutes after midnight. And so we were just like, okay, one of us is on. Let's just set up a watch party and do this thing.
I didn't have any problems watching.
I know why, Jacob. Here's why. Here's what happened. So everyone on the West Coast had problems. I heard it was just for 10 minutes, but I don't know if it was
because the people on the West Coast are only at midnight, and then the people on the East Coast are 3 a.m. So there's less people on the East Coast staying up.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Pretty much. I mean, all I can tell you is that it was on the West Coast purportedly for 10 minutes. I don't know if it extended beyond that for some other people, but for 10 minutes, people could not watch WandaVision on the West Coast.
You know what, guy? I'm just going to get up on my little Disney soapbox here. Disney, get your act together when it comes to fucking web design, man. All right?
It's kind of funny. This hasn't happened since Luke Cage on Netflix.
I know.
Luke Cage watched it was like.
But man, all I can say is that this brings back war flashbacks of me having to wake up at fucking 6 a.m. to book that flight of passage fast pass, and then not getting to the trigger finger on it fast enough, and ultimately not getting a flight of passage fast pass, even though I woke up at 6 a.m. God damn it, Disney, get your shit together. All right.
Before I forget about it, so again, it sounds like we're getting Ultron in one of these episodes, and I feel thematically,
They do keep mentioning Ultron.
And we know he's not the big super secret guest because he shared scenes with Paul Bettany. Okay, we know that. One of my favorites, honestly, I got to tell you, I keep going back to that when I watch the show because I love the scene. The last scene he had with Ultron, Vision had, I think, his best line that kind of fits perfectly into the show.
That scene is probably the best scene from Age of Ultron.
Yeah, Vision had this perfect line that sums up the show too. It's where Vision says, "A thing is beautiful because it ends." I'm sorry, I butchered that. No, it's a thing isn't beautiful because it lasts. There you go. That's the line.
Yeah.
Which is great. Right. So yeah, Ultron definitely. Vision's gonna Ultron's the unifying thing for these characters. So we got to cross him as we're telling this big story with these 2 characters. All right. Yeah. So
what if they get James Spader for Mephisto?
Oh, well, we haven't seen him physically, but we haven't seen the physical body.
That'd be interesting, yeah.
It'd be interesting. I won't rule it out, but I think Michael C. would be cool.
Well, I'm just saying it could remind them of Ultron.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
Right.
And again, that sounds good. That's a good idea.
I mean, it's just a character, not necessarily actor either.
True. So anyway.
I mean, it's a long shot, but it's a theory.
Mm-hmm. A film theory.
Oh god.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. Okay, guys, on that note, I think we should wrap this up. Final thoughts. Jacob, what do you got?
I mean, like I said, it's definitely ramping up to the season finale. We only have 2 more episodes to go, and can't wait to see what remains. And we're going to. And I'm waiting. I'm excited for it. What's gonna happen? Like one moment you think this series is gonna do one thing, but then the next it veers in a completely different direction. Sometimes it stays true to the comics. Sometimes it throws a wrench into that and does its own thing. I mean, well, for once we don't know what's gonna happen next, and it's an exciting ride, and I can't wait to see how it goes.
All right, Dragon.
I had a great time with this one. I'm so excited for what essentially seems to be like kind of the movie we've been building to this whole time. Like the show's on hold. We're back to we've gone through all the stuff. We're about to head into the big leagues, like the big epic conclusion to our story here. I'm very excited, and again, I'm pulling for old Wanda, man. I mean, I know it's going to end in tragedy for her. I want these 2 crazy kids to get to have their happily ever after, but I don't think it's in the cards. It's going to be a disaster. One could say it's going to be maddening. One could say it's going to be an acronym, perhaps a multiverse of madness.
Or you can say it's also going to be strange.
Ooh.
Or here's another acronym no one's bringing up. It could be a House of M event. You know what that spells? That spells home, which is what we want, but we're not going to get.
Oh my god. Okay. Wow. Wow. That was a good pull, Dragon. Okay.
We all want to go home again.
All right, yeah, guys, I would wager to say this isn't in my like upper echelon of WandaVision episodes, but it was a good I would call it a chess piece episode, and not in a bad way at all. It kind of moved the characters along to where they need to get to. Agatha all along, I think, is going to be one of the iconic Multiverse of Madness, Mom. Agatha all along is going to be one of the iconic moments of the MCU. I'm calling it right now. Like, that's going to be up there with, like, the Star-Spangled Man with a Plan. I mean, I love it. It just pops. But, I'm very excited to see where we go from here. And also, folks, just to tee it up, Dragon, would you like to hype up the debate?
Yes, folks. Next Sunday, we are doing the long-awaited WandaVision debate. You know, the MCU debate, mainly WandaVision. So again, we'll basically be hyping up the penultimate after the penultimate episode of WandaVision drops. We're all going to be in the same boat. We're all going to be hyped as all get out for the epic finale. And what can we do? We're going to talk about. We're going to speculate about. We're going to have questions about it. You know, like stuff like favorite. Stuff along the lines of, what's our favorite opening of a WandaVision, our favorite sitcom opening, our favorite, what's the favorite episode up to this point? There are more exciting surprises and such. You're going to love it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be chatty. We have some fun players in mind. It's going to be good.
Does that mean the actual discussion is going to be on Friday?
Yes, it does.
Yes, that's what it means. Yeah, so that means also, folks, also, well, heads up, this one we actually are going to confirm because we know what's going to happen this time. So Friday, this Friday, for sure this time, we're talking WandaVision. And Sunday, we are having a WandaVision-themed debate.
Yes. All right. Well, that'll do it for us this week as we holster our remotes till the next installment calls for the draw. Mano y mano, just Plus and Us.
And I killed Sparky, too.
It was Agatha all along.